Hey yo, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, my soldiers, my ballers, my hustlers. Welcome back to the Ricoxmafioso, aka the 50 Shades of Black, aka Mr. Get It Fucking Done. If y'all didn't know about that, the last one, Mr. Get It Fucking Done, y'all need to go check out my Instagram at the 50 Shades of Black. For those who don't know, now you know. It's been a fucking long time. I think it's been like a week already. I think I'm gonna have to come back every time and do that same intro or some type of shit. As always, you know your boys here at work, getting the grind done, but doesn't fucking matter. Like I said, consistency is the key, and I promise you guys I'm gonna come at least every fucking week, once a week, and drop some fucking bangers on your head tops. So, gentlemen, you know, before I dive into this subject, I just wanted to say by the thumbnail and by the title, you guys already know I'm probably going to name this some fucking like embarrassing things nobody has told you about semen retention. And truth be told, these are things I don't even want to talk about, but we're in a community right now. We're building something great, and transparency is key, right? So, you know, like I said, always from my cabeza, from the brain, from the heart, and right to y'all motherfuckers out there. So, this shit ain't scripted. We ain't about that life, no cutting, no editing. We're just gonna drop this shit, and hopefully you guys get that information you guys need. So let's start this fucking thing, alright? The embarrassing things nobody told you about semen retention. All right, let me start off by saying this, gents. Yo, I've never had a wet dream in my life until I started doing semen retention. Yo, it is so fucking weird. Like, no cap. If you ever busted a nut, and I'm sure you have multiple nuts, that's the reason why you're on a semen retention journey because you've done this before, you know, while you're conscious. It's a feeling, like you're busting a nut. Like you know you're aware of what you're doing. The weird part about wet dreams is you're unaware about what you're fucking doing, and that's the weirdest part because I felt like it's like you're like a kid. If for the first time you ever go through that, you're like a kid. I swear to God, I feel like you're pissing your fucking pants. Let me recall exactly when was the last time I actually had a wet dream. It was like a couple of months ago, actually, like 2, 3 months ago, and I was at a streak, probably from like what, like maybe a 4 month streak from the last time I busted a nut from having some sexual intercourse with with this lady I was seeing, this fine young little lady. And I remember me going to bed and having this erotic conversation prior to with this one girl. She was sending me nudes and things of that nature. And gents, I'm gonna give you guys the key to all of this at the end. Just hold on. But she was sending me nudes and enticing me, telling me, oh, she gonna be doing this to me, she gonna be doing that to me, and sending them photos. And she looks so good. Oh my goodness gracious! Like y'all know the fitness Instagram models, you know what I mean? All curved up. Oof, they got the right places. She was just delectable. Oh my goodness. And I was infatuated. And this is what I mean lust. Lust tends to creep in and build things up like you don't even know. You might think everything's okay until again you go to bed, and then that's when you realize that be careful what you consume before you go to bed, when you wake up. Always be aware of your surroundings, what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? So your boy went to bed infatuated with these thoughts, and I remember that shit, man. And again, this is a little bit embarrassing, but whatever. We're having a conversation, discussion between gentlemen. So to y'all and to you ladies who are here, hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the group chat. But yo, I was literally tossing and turning, and I was just thinking about beating them cheeks up. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. And it was literally probably like 4 or 5 hours into my sleep. And I can recall being literally bricked up. And if you don't know what the term bricked up is, that means you were fucking hard as a motherfucking, you were harder than a motherfucker. I was like a horse in bed, man. I was tossing and turning and all that good shit, thinking about beating up them cheeks hard as a motherfucker. And all of a sudden, I wake up like I'm about to go take. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take a piss. I gotta take a piss. I gotta take a piss. And it was too quick for it to be like you want to take a piss. The sensation was like, yes, you feel like you're evacuating something. Yes, the liquids are warm. Yes, something's coming out, but it's too quick for you to control. So if it was like me needing to take a piss, I know because sometimes when you take a piss, when you wake up, right? But this feeling was just way too fucking quick, gents. That shit got me. Boom, and I wake up and I'm busting a nut, and I'm in a king size bed with like silk sheets. So I'm just like, So, and yo, I ripped off my sheets and I looked down and I book it. I booked it like Usain Bolt to the 100-meter dash, bro. I booked it right to my fucking washroom, and I'm like, I'm still busting a fucking nut, and this is like, you've been on a semen retention journey for a long time, so you build up quite a reserve. So you busting all types of nuts. This shit was ridiculous, guys. And then, you know what? I felt so disappointed within myself. You guys have no idea. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, how could you lose your streak? How could you, you know, risk it all by having these risky conversations with a girl? But then I had to calm myself down because then I realized I'm like, damn, bro. The first things first. You have to understand that this is not you going to consume pornographic material, you fapping and busting a nut consciously. This is actually what your body does to regulate what's currently happening internally. It gets to a point that you're so full and your body is so overwhelmed with so much testosterone building up how much his semen retention is, like how much semen retention accumulated in your ball sack, that the pressure needs to go somewhere eventually. Guys, this is what I mean. When you're on your semen retention journey, you need to find a way to transmute that energy. Meaning, you can't just go there and just think you're gonna suppress all these urges. You need to actually transfer it into other things, into activities, into passions. So you find a way to alleviate that pressure, that stress, and that built up energy. Um, so back to what was happening, I felt very distraught. Had to calm myself down. But then I told myself this: it's impossible that you actually are going to restart this journey because it doesn't count. So for those who fell into that, again, don't feel bad for yourself. It's okay. Your body has ways of actually naturally regulating itself, and sometimes it needs to let go of that tension automatically to be able to, rebuild that foundation and get back to that peak, because there's old semen, there's new semen, and sometimes you have to get rid of the old semen accumulation that was up in your balls for a long time. It's part of life. All right, that's the first thing that was fucking embarrassing, okay? Extremely embarrassing. Secondly, before I really dive into this topic, I'm just gonna say this, Jets. Y'all better not be edging. To those who don't know what edging means, is masturbating, fapping, especially in the month of November. We're still not done November. Y'all better be doing that no fap November or whatever that shit is called. But I encourage y'all to be jumping on that shit. I know it's a little too late, but I encourage y'all to be jumping on that shit. So, yo, edging, yo, think about it like this: you're on a semen retention journey, and you go off and watch pornographic material that is going to entice you, is going to rot your brain, is going to rewire your dopamine receptors to a point where you want to ejaculate, but you don't. Okay, guys, this is actually a spiritual practice a lot of people don't know about. I'll tell you the truth. A lot of people who want to be able to be more magnetically charming or raise your testosterone level by a heightened percentage. Actually, if you do edge, there's proven scientific research that it literally will raise your testosterone for I don't know how long, but your testosterone will boost a high percentage amount. And I know a lot of people who, I hate to say, they're in the world of the occult. This is what they do to be able to have an edge on their competition, an edge on the world, an edge on manifesting things. Again, To each their own. Do what the fuck you want. I don't practice things of that nature because I believe in the Most High, and the Most High, there's laws that He put in this realm that govern this realm. So I try not to be part of those uh, weird witch doctors, occult doctors that practice some type of ritualistic semen inflation to be able to manifest. I think all you got to do is stick to yourself. Don't even poison your mind through that. Even if you need to you don't need porn to elevate or to masturbate. You don't need porn. I just don't think you should even be touching yourself. Okay. So back to that edging, you will literally in the long term fry your fucking dopamine receptors. You're actually what you're doing is you're conditioning yourself in a worse way actually than if you were to bust a nut. Not going to lie, even though you are conserving a lot of that energy. So it's a weird way to balance that scale out, but there's a lot more uh, cons than pros if you were to edge. Okay. All right. And by the way, enlargement of your prostate, because a lot of men don't know this, but if you stimulate your prostate, that's how men are able to climax as well. And I know it sounds low homo. I say pause right there. Pause, my G's. I'm straighter than the motherfucking arrow. Believe me that. I'm straighter than the motherfucking arrow. But there are scientifically proven methods of stimulating the man's, I don't know what you would call it, G spot as well. Fuck, I don't know. But to make him climax as well and his up his butt. I had this one girl, funny story. I had this one girl try to put her finger on my booty this one time. I had to look at it and I almost spit in her face like, what you doing? What you doing? I ain't that type of dude. And it convinced me that there are types of dudes out there who actually be doing that type of shit. So whatever floats your boat. And to you, shorty, looking at me through this video, and you think, oh, this guy's a handsome gentleman, I gotta holla at him. Sorry, shorty, I ain't the type for that. I ain't the type for that. No, thank you. You gotta stick to the man's up here and please this man's and the balls too. But everything else is off limit. Maybe to you if you want your booty played with you. All you gotta do is let me know. All right, gents. And I was getting to the third embarrassing thing, okay, about semen retention. All right, y'all. This is probably the most embarrassing thing, and I'm gonna say pause right now. Pause to all my G's. Pause. Say it with me. Pause. But hey, it's part of the journey, and I don't think people talk about this enough. And I'm happy that I'm making these videos and being extremely transparent because I'm going to fucking say with my chest high. Yo, there's moments where I got to like literally a couple of months in, straight up no busting a nut. Because again, the only time I may bust a nut, may, that's if the girl is lucky and she really wants that, that juice. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give her part of my DNA, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of this juice. You know what I mean? This nut juice, this coconut juice. I'm gonna bless her with a splash. You know what I mean? But usually I don't come during sexual intercourses. I will beat the living hell out of them cheeks. I will please my girl for hours and not bust a nut because I have a way of controlling myself through breathing, through meditation, through reviewing what's currently playing through my mind, and as well as staying present. And I will put all that shit in another video, how you guys can achieve that as well. But I don't bust a nut, okay? Yo, it gets to a point, gents, where you build that tension up. You building that tension up, you building that tension up, your balls will get heavier, your balls are getting heavier, and it gets to a point where some of y'all, and I talked about prostate stimulation, right? You're going to go to the washroom, okay? And it's okay. Hear me out. You're going to go take a shit. And while you take a fucking shit, you're going to look at your dick tip, and sometimes you're going to be evacuating a little bit of cum, a little bit of semen, a little bit of sperm. Again, don't think about it too much. I've done my research, gents. I've talked to elders about this. I've looked through all the biochemistry books, the human body, and understanding how hormones work and function in the body of a man. Trust me, I reviewed it almost all. A lot of doctrines, spiritual doctrines. I'm telling you, if anything, you should feel proud of yourself because it means you are at a point where you will have so much semen in abundance in your reserve that your body needs to find a way to let some out a little bit at a little bit. I'm not saying you busting a fat nut. Oh, wait, taking the shit. Oh shit. Nah, yo. Nah. I'm talking about like you're taking a literal dump, and then while you're taking the dump, you realize, oh shit, I got a couple of droplets that are coming out here and there. And that's, again, applaud yourself because you have entered a zone which I swear to God, not a lot of men understand. And as well as when it comes to raising your testosterone, knowing where your vital nutrients is at in a reserve in your body, it's amazing. It's amazing, gents. Again, pause. This whole conversation was a little bit weird, but it is what it is. I'm out here talking to all the real G's. It's Gucci. And at the same time, it's refreshing because I know a lot of y'all are probably going to experience a lot of different feelings uh, along this journey. You're going to have a lot of different thoughts along this journey. And it feels good to be in a community that between us, man, we can talk about some real shit and not feel judged. I had one gentleman who talked about what happened to his penis, and that ever since that he got onto the semen retention journey, his foreskin started healing. Well, of course, first thing first, you're not irritating yourself because we understand what it is when you're fapping, especially when you're fapping several times a day or several times a week. You're literally irritating that skin down there. You're probably bringing bacteria to that skin down there, and as well, you're weakening your system from all the vital nutrients that it harbors during your day to day. Those are very important nutrients that help you go out into the world and conquer. That creative flow, thinking outside the box, direct eye contact, all these little signs tell signs that you are actually being or running this machine in a very healthy manner. Anyways, y'all, you know me. You know what I say all day. I'm here for y'all, straight from my cabeza, my mind, my head, from my heart, straight to y'all, motherfuckers. You real G's, you OGs, my hustlers, my ballers. And as always, iron sharpens iron. It's Sunday, y'all. I'm gonna drop that shit for you, motherfuckers. So I love y'all, man. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hold up. But make sure y'all go comment if any of this shit ever happened to you, and also like drop a little bit of like history on yourself, a story about yourself, or things you want to share with the world. Who knows who you may inspire? So again, guys, stay sharp, and I'll catch you on the flip side.